Hi.
It's been forever since we last vlogged or put anything on this YouTube.
It's been like 3 months or so.
Something like that. I think I looked and it said 2 months, but I feel like it's over that because it was in April before we went to Paris because I did the backpack review without him, and he's finally in another vlog. But this isn't really going to be a vlog. It's going to be just more.
It's kind of like just to catch up because we've been so incredibly busy and a lot has happened within the past 3 months.
Yes. Our business is hitting the wedding season, like it's prime season right now, other than the fall. And with that, we've also been spending our time, if we're not working, planning our own wedding because we're engaged. Wait. He has the Quella ring. But I know that we posted in the videos that we were going to try to really vlog in Paris. But again, it was another trip that was just packed with stuff.
Yeah, we were just beyond busy. There was so much stuff going on. I mean, we were in Paris for, I think,
a weekend?
2.5 days.
Yeah,
and then,
3, yeah.
And then we ended up leaving to the countryside, and that there was just a strict schedule that was just kind of going on, and there was so much to take in.
Yeah.
There's so much to take in such a short period of time that we were just like, we were basically just overwhelmed, and we were just more taking in the sights and actually experiencing French culture.
And then we were like just soaking in that we were like engaged, like the excitement that it was just like so overwhelming, and just we had so much to do, and just it was just crazy, and we've been just so packed every day and every weekend, and finally here we have a like somewhat of a lazy Sunday. We still have a lot of plans tonight, and I was like, let's get this vlog. We have not gotten something up in so long. And if you follow us on social media or anything like that, or follow my blog, you know we're already engaged, or probably already know the story. We'll link the blog down below in the description, so you kind of get an idea and see our proposal video from and photos from our photographer. But we did get at least one clip when we were in Paris, which we'll put right here. We made it to Disney!
Hi.
And David is looking at that.
It's the most American find I can find.
We're not as tall as him. Come on.
Talking about the proposal, it was very stressful. Turns out we were actually.
Well, let's backtrack.
Yeah, so basically, we took a 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, it was 2-year anniversary photos with Jamie Davis Photography, which is a friend of mine. I've known her for a little over 3 years, and our first year we did photos, and so we're like, okay, every year our dating anniversary we'll take photos to like just look back on. And we did. I hired Jamie because she had a special going on around Black Friday, and he had no idea who she was, but he kind of did have an idea because we started talking about like getting engaged and stuff, and I told him I want a photographer there, and then I gave him a list, and Jamie was on it.
So I was already looking through the list, and I met some of the photographers that were there, and then I saw Jamie, and I'm like, okay, we're working with her. I haven't worked with her yet, so see how it goes. And honestly, with Jamie, she was really engaging. She actually made me feel part of the shoot rather than me be a prop for the shoot, which most photographers kind of do. Kind of sucks, but hey. But once we got the photos back, I like immediately knew, okay, this is the photographer I want to shoot the proposal. So,
and I really didn't mind. I just gave him a list, so it's not like I wanted like those top like 5 or something, and then she was on number 1 anyways because I knew she did a lot of proposals and like she's really good at hiding and stuff. But for him to pick her, who she was already on the first of my list anyways for the proposal, kind of just like worked out too because he loved her.
Yeah.
So after that, supposedly he contacted her.
I contacted her within like about, I'd say a week, maybe a week and a half of actually getting our photos. And I basically just told her, I'm like, listen, you've really made a huge impression on me. You are incredibly friendly. You're engaging. You made me feel like I was really into the shoot, and I actually enjoyed the shoot. It could have gone on for hours, and I probably would have been
Totally fine.
but I had asked her if she could do the proposal shoot, but at this time it was actually going to be planned for more November.
Like a month after we moved into this place. So it was going
Yeah.
to be like our 2.5 anniversary.
Yeah, so I was kind of fixed on that because everyone was going to be coming in from out of town, because I had a feeling everyone and their mothers and neighbors are going to end up asking.
But the thing is I told him, like, my thing is if you're going to propose, don't do it around the holidays or, like,
Yeah,
Valentine's Day. But you were saying you still were going to do it before Thanksgiving, at
Yeah,
least.
I was gonna try and do it on our anniversary, which was I think like a Saturday or something like that.
Like our 2.5, yeah. So it still would have been before. So he was cutting it, but then they came up with a better idea.
Well, actually, that
Jamie.
credit goes with Jamie.
Jamie.
Because we then, I think, planned the
So we were going
parachute. I
to,
think
yeah, we were going
like
to
around, what, June or July?
June. I think it was like June. So we were planning to go to France for a photography workshop with Olive Branch Collective.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was already wanting to go there because I wanted to learn, you know, a little bit more about wedding photography, add to my portfolio for destination, stuff like that. So, and he's my second shooter, so I wanted him to come. And keep in mind that during this time he was like, I don't know, because we're planning,
Oh, yeah,
because we didn't move out yet. So we were planning to move out, and we were like,
I was stressing out because I was like, okay, that's a huge chunk. That's like an extra month worth of rent that I
Yeah.
can put in. And I was just like, I was so against it because originally it was just her going. And I was like,
but I wanted him to go because he's my second shooter, and I wanted him to learn even
so
more. So
at work, I think it was maybe like a 2-week endeavor that we were really contemplating on going.
yeah,
And I was just, I was totally against it. And then
I was just like, okay, well, I'll just go. But I was too afraid of traveling across the world without him. And then we just worked stuff out. So we ended up being able to put down the deposit to go. Yay, so excited. And then, like,
I
3 days later,
yeah,
Jamie
like not
called
too long.
me.
Like Jamie had actually messaged me and said, "Hey, instead of doing it in November, why don't we do it in Paris? We're gonna be there anyways, so you know we can kind of camouflage the entire proposal into like a photo shoot or something. It's like if you guys are okay with coming in a little bit earlier." And that was just directed towards me. I was like, I don't know if we can come earlier, but hey, whatever. So I
didn't know this. I didn't know that they talked.
Yeah, so I was totally into it. I'm like, you know what, honestly, that's probably the best bet. And I was just thinking, like, you know what, that actually would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know many people who have been proposed to in Paris, even though
Tons of people have.
yeah,
like,
tons
I
of
see it
people
all
have.
over, like, Pinterest
Yeah,
and stuff.
and everyone at my work was just like, dude, you're really gonna do it in Paris? I'm like, I'm gonna be there. It's gonna
Yeah.
be cool. I'm gonna love every second of it. And now we're gonna have that memory, like whenever we see anything Paris related.
Or anyone,
Every
really,
time.
because we've been swarmed with, like, gifts of, like, just the Eiffel Tower or anything
Oh, the
Paris.
Eiffel Tower. We got a wine box when we got back.
Yeah, like someone made us something that they don't even know us, and they made us something. We've been just overwhelmed and like with joy and everything from it. But so after the call, she called me, and she's like, "Hey, like, question." Like, it was randomly out of the blue because I don't even think she texted me. She just randomly called me, and she goes, "What if you and David came a few days early? I want to build my portfolio and have pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower, and I'd love for you guys to model for me and do a styled shoot." So I was like, oh my gosh, like, yes, I would love more photos. And we've modeled for photographers like plenty of times whenever they need something, or they just like his look, like something, I don't know, they just ask us to. So I was like, yes, like totally, like that's even better than what we've ever experienced. And so I was like, okay, well, let me talk to David and we'll see. And so something in the back of my head was like saying, okay, if she's having it, like, what if he's behind it too, and that's when he's gonna propose. And then I was like, no, probably not, because it's another year and he has so many other opportunities coming up that he can. And then I called him, and again, he was so iffy about going to France in the first place. Like, we had a lot of conversations and everything.
I'd like to input on this one. I took the fact that, okay, we're going there anyways, it's already put down, and we'll just leave there early. So that's why I was a little bit more nonchalant about agreeing to do the shoot.
But it was another payment. So when I called him, I was like, you're going to have to take more days off. We're going to have to spend a little bit more money. All this stuff. And he was totally like, yeah, that's fine. Like, he was happy. Like,
yeah, because I already had the plan in my head. I'm like, okay, I'll just go to my work. I'll ask him if I can take a few more days off than I originally needed.
But anyway, so like, I was just like, okay. So then I started thinking some more, and I was like, no, I won't. No, it's not going to happen there. It's probably going to happen before. Well, time went on. Well, first I went back and still working my part-time job then, and my boss there, I told her, we're like, she already knew we were going to France, and then I told her, we're going to model him for the Eiffel Tower. She goes, he's proposing then. And I'm like, oh, no, like, I don't think so. Like, I haven't even said anything. She called it. She was the first one. From, like, out of anyone, she was the first one, and she like kind of confirmed it into my head, and then I was like, no, like, he has so many other times. Time went on. Jamie made it seem like it was seriously a style shoot. I still have my long hair then, and when I was contemplating about cutting it for his aunt, I was like, do you want my hair long? Because she made it seem like she wanted it her way, which is what happens with the style shoot. You have a vision in your head, and you kind of want to go like that. Well, I cut my hair, and then we're like, okay, well, let's get a wig. We put through, not a wig, extensions. And we went through the effort of finding that. We went shopping a few times. We went to LA, finally found a nice, gorgeous blue dress, which we'll put right here. And then we talked about how my hair would be, how my makeup would be, like all these little details. And then him getting a suit, it just seemed so like a style shoot that I was just like, no, he's not going to do it then. And then as time went on, as it got closer to our trip, little things here. So there was just tons of hints as we got closer. He hasn't done it yet, and with the whole money thing, as we were like only a month away, about a little over a month away, and I was like, okay, he's probably gonna start searching for a ring. And then I was helping another photographer on a Saturday and helping her with a wedding, and I needed to go to Orange because now we're like in the Inland Empire, so we needed to go to Orange County for something that I forgot what it was, but he's like, I'll go get it. And then I was like, no, you don't need to drive all that way.
It was for a water bottle.
Was it something for the trip? It was for something for the trip. Maybe it was a certain water bottle, but anyways, he went over and I was like, why? Like, you don't need to. We'll go on another time together. I'll drive down there when I have a shoot. And it's like, no, I'll go visit your dad. And right away, I'm like, he's gonna go ask him for permission, and he did. So,
oh Lord, that was stressful. For any guy who's ever actually done that, and any of the viewers who probably have done that, asking for permission, even if you're close to your fiance or wife or girlfriend's dad, it is still nerve-wracking because
I didn't think it was gonna be because they're so close. They hang out without me. Like, I thought it would be fine.
But it's just because it's such a serious moment. You're basically saying, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with your daughter. Which, by the way, you're the last child.
I know.
You're the youngest.
So it was a big thing.
I was crapping my pants.
My dad told me, he was like,
I'm like, my voice was shaky. I was really quiet when I was asking him. But when I was talking to him,
I wanted to see my dad's reaction too. He brought the vlogging the GoPro.
Yeah, and
but he just didn't because it was just
because it was too.
My brother had friends over. Yeah,
it was a weird situation. But like the thing is, it was also really intimate with me and him too. Like,
not to hurry up and let me turn on the
and so there was no way to really set it up. So I think doing it that way is probably the best way. But the thing is he was talking to me and he's like, oh yeah, I figured it was gonna happen there anyways. You didn't have to ask me for for permission, but you know, that kind of shows the kind of guy you are. I'm like, he knew this entire time. And I was freaking, I was starting to cry. I was starting to tear up. He was just completely straight faced. He was totally good to go. He was laughing. He was smiling. And with the packing, keep in mind, we're in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I was trying to hide an engagement ring in a 1-bedroom apartment where we don't really have many places to hide stuff. So,
but also, like, friends were over, and we kind of had, not my close friends, because I didn't want to have, I just spit. I didn't want to have my friends, my close, like, super close friends, like my bridesmaids that have been asked, and they're my bridal party. But anyways, I didn't want to ask them because I didn't want them to be in the positions to lie. But like my photography friends, they'd come over and they're like, wouldn't you want to be searching around the house? Like, even though you have a feeling, wouldn't you want to search around the house for the ring? And I'm like, no, even though I have a feeling, I still want to be surprised about like the ring he picked. So I really did not want to look around, but I started to pack.
Yeah, and I was still at work, so I couldn't leave to stop her. But I had hid the ring in like, I think 10 different places when I was in inside of our closet. First it was in my sock drawer. I put it into the drawer where it was shirts that I didn't wear.
And I do his laundry, so...
Yeah, so I was freaking out. I'm like, she's gonna find it. And I'm like, but the last place I put it was in a pair of shoes that I hadn't worn in months. So I was so thankful she didn't bother going in there, but...
I sent him a text when he was at work, what shoes do you want to bring to Paris? But I didn't touch his stuff yet because I was picking my stuff, because what I do is I pick the stuff and then I fold it and put it into the luggage, but I was first just picking our stuff to wear there, and I asked him what shoes, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it, I'll pick my stuff that I want to wear. And I was like, but I want to like figure it out now because I'm such a planner, and I just never had the chance to pick his shoes, so luckily he was able to change it.
What I had to do is the shoes that they were in, she was in the closet and they were right next to her. So I had to choose like the best moment. So I was kind of going through stuff, and I think she was going through a bag or something on the floor, and I grabbed the shoes and I pulled the ring box. Yeah. And I pulled the ring box and slipped it into my pocket without her looking up. And I walked out of the closet and I was just like, and I found...
I was so like zoned out.
Yeah, and
I really didn't know.
I found a pair of shoes that we were bringing. I'm like, okay, I'll pack those first, and I'll just layer it, so she won't even touch it. So I managed to sneak it, and then get to the airport, and that caused another problem because her bag was overweight, and my bag was so underweight. They're like, oh, well, you can start putting stuff inside your bag, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was trying to play it as cool as possible because I figured she wasn't going to start just taking stuff out, but then I realized the shoes that were in there were shoes that we technically didn't need.
Yeah, so we packed our carry-on stuff was our gear that we were going to use for the workshop, as well as all the outfits we were wearing for the times we were modeling, because we were modeling 3 times there. The time he proposed, another time the day after, and then during the workshop for the attendees at the workshop. So we had all the clothes, so it was like stuff that we really needed, and clothes that we couldn't really replace because of certain looks and they were styled shoots. So it was just like, and I didn't want to put the stress onto the other photographers too. Okay, we gotta spend time shopping for other clothes and spend hundreds of dollars on one piece because it's Paris. So we were just stressed, but luckily we were able to just take it on.
Yeah, they were really cool about it. Air France, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys made it really easy for us. So,
but even though, but we didn't know that you had it. They weighed the carry-on stuff. Like,
yeah, which was really weird. I've never experienced that before. That.
Yeah, and then it came to one of the days where you saw the clip as we were at Disney Paris, and that was the day before he proposed. So there, we were already exhausted, and we were sick the trip too. We ended up getting sick the day before we left, and the day we went to Disney Paris, we were exhausted, got home at like midnight, ended up getting to bed like 1. I had this feeling that it was going to happen, and he was sick, so he was coughing in his sleep, and I woke up at like 2, I think. So I only had like
Yeah,
1 hour of sleep because I woke up and then I was like, okay, let me fall back asleep. My heart just started racing because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like about to happen, and like I have to get up in like 2 hours. I'm gonna have to like get ready. I'm probably gonna get proposed to. When is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen towards the end of the session? Is he like, are they gonna do something that happened? Because there was another time during our 2-year anniversary photo shoot that he kind of got emotional where I thought he was going to do it. So I thought Jamie was going to have him do that again. All this stuff was running through my head. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start getting ready now. So I only had 1 hour of sleep. I was sick. I was exhausted. And then I was just running on adrenaline. And then it was time for him and the other people, like the photographers, videographer, to wake up. No one like had like a budge or anything, so
yeah, we're all calm.
They were all calm.
You're the
I was
one-
just like, maybe it may not be happening today. But then he was walking around, like he was with Nick, which is our videographer, and he, like they were in the kitchen alone, like mumbling, and I was just like, oh,
we were,
okay.
Well,
You guys weren't doing anything, but I was just like, okay, like
to fully let you know what we were talking about the fuse box.
You told me. It was like nothing
it
to
was
do
a
with...
random conversation.
Yeah,
It was nothing important
but
at
for
all.
me, like, my mind was like, oh, is it happening within the next hour? Stuff like that. So we head out, but he was also worried about his sock, because he didn't know where to hide the ring, so it was in his socks. So he was walking around just testing it.
Yeah, so I had to get my suit altered, like, pretty severely, like, because the way I'm built. So I couldn't hide it in my jacket, otherwise I'd have a giant lump on my chest. I couldn't put it in my pants, otherwise it'd just show almost immediately. So the only option I had was to hide it in my sock. So the entire time when we were actually at the flat, I had the ring in my sock. Going upstairs, going downstairs, just moving as much as I could to see, okay, how durable is it really? And surprisingly, it was staying still, and I was like, okay, I think I'm good. Then as soon as we walk outside of the flat, immediately, like, I felt like my heart in my throat. I'm freaking out.
And we're holding hands here, and his hands do not sweat. Like, they do not.
Yeah,
They're
and
usually dry, and you can feel his calluses. But we held hands as we were walking out because it was cold. It was springtime in Paris, and especially in April. You don't know if it's going to be hot or cold. We had the time where it was cold, especially at 6 in the morning. And his hands were clammy. And I was like, okay, this was confirming it. And then we were really close to the Eiffel Tower. We could see the Eiffel Tower right outside our window. You can see a clip right now. It sparkles out every hour. Sorry about my lost voice. This is outside of our window. We were walking to it, but the location where the photo shoot was happening was a little bit of a distance, just because
it's called the Trocadero. It's across a bridge.
You probably have seen it. It's where
it's the
most famous, not famous, but
it's leveled. It's leveled with the Eiffel Tower, so you're literally just kind of standing right next to it. So we ended up taking the Eiffel Tower. So the Eiffel Tower was here. We took a bridge going over, and she was walking with Jamie, and I was kind of.
No, at one point they were ahead of us because Nick wanted to go and do some video.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was alone, and he was like stepping back, and that's when, because he was, I think, fixing the ring in the sock, like you were fixing something, and then you wanted to pull out your phone, and he Snapchatted. And I'm like, okay, just don't turn around because he's probably fixing, like, we don't know. He never usually walks, like, this far behind me. But he was just Snapchatting me to, like, and he said, which you can see the video here. So after that, like, he came back up to me, held my hand was clammy again. And then his heart wasn't really, it was racy.
Maybe I was just really sweaty.
you're not, no. So we head up there, start taking pictures. His heart's starting to race. And I thought this, my mind was, okay, if it's going to happen now, which I feel like it's going to because his hands are clammy, his heart's racing, it's going to happen towards the end because I'm probably going to bawl my eyes out and my makeup's going to get ruined and it's not going to be, like, really pretty for the rest of the pictures. So
the whole plan, I actually talked to Jamie, I think 2 days before we left. The plan was when
when we get into prom
yeah,
pose.
prom pose, basically it's
When I'm in front of
so,
like that. Which you can see the picture here.
Jamie said, okay, I'm going to hold the camera up to my face and I'm going to say, oh my god, I just love it, but I'm going to keep the camera on my face. So that's your cue to do so. And I didn't hear that part, nor did I look over. So
But my back was to him, and his heart was like seriously hitting my back. So I was like, okay, is it like...
Yeah, so Jamie ended up saying, hey David, can you tie your shoe please? Your shoelace is untied. And I'm like, oh, good cover, Jamie. So I took a knee, and she realized his shoes have no laces.
Yeah, so when they said, she said, hey David, I think she said it like,
Hey
David, tie your shoe. And then he went to one knee, but I started turning around, as you'll see if you go and look at my blog and if you see the video. I turn around and I'm like looking at his shoes, and my thoughts are really quick. He doesn't have shoelaces. I was just looking at his shoes because I was like, when we were talking about something, I was just like looking down at his shoes. I'm like, he doesn't even have shoelaces. And then I started thinking, I bought those shoes with him. He doesn't have it. And then I'm like, wait, he's not even looking down at his shoes. He's not, he's not doing anything. I'm like, oh, it's happening right now. And I actually blurted out, I knew it when I meant to keep that in my head.
Yeah, so, and we were going through it, and like I started like talking to her. I started telling her everything, which it says in the video. But I then realized about, I'd say maybe 2 words before, will you marry me?
I know. Which the video, like, he had to do a voiceover because he didn't talk.
Yeah, I didn't talk loud enough. I was too nervous.
But he's like, my...
So, I ended up realizing I didn't bother taking out the ring.
He was just, like,
I had the perfect chance to do so before she turned around. And I was like, by the way, I hid it in my ring. And that thankfully kind of...
I started cracking up because, like, I was like, in your sock? Like, out of all places? I know. And in the photo or video, you can see, like, the actual, like, ring box in his sock when he's reaching for it was perfect. But
so, thankfully, she said yes.
Obviously.
But I was freaking out.
But not just that, then all of a sudden, like, Jamie, like, after freaking out, we all had our moment. I'm surprised I didn't cry. I kind of got teary-eyed once we started hugging and stuff, but I was just, like, so happy. And then...
You know what? I started tearing up, too, but, like...
I thought he was going to bawl when he was going to ask me.
Yeah, but it was just, like... I think it was just a surge of emotions. Like,
Once I yelled... Not yelled, but blurted out, I knew it, you felt better, and then you having the sock, like, it just is more, like, laughing matter.
Everything that kind of, like, went... Like, kind of led up to it, just made it a lot easier to do. So,
it just
anything to take away, guys,
hide it in your sock. Oh, yeah, or that. Yeah. But Jamie, right after, she goes, yeah, this whole thing was just based on the proposal. And I go, like, I was, like, shocked because she made it seem like she really wanted just the photos, but they pretty much just asked us to come early. Not to only tour Paris, but also for the shoot, but because they were going to do the proposal. So us spending the money for a few extra days, all that was just so he can propose. And I was just like, what? And so they just told me the whole story, like everything that we pretty much mentioned. Jamie planning everything. Like, it was just like, I was just amazed and so thankful. And since we were so far, like 9 hours ahead, like some people, our best friends were waiting, so we FaceTimed them, called my parents first, then called them, and then I was like, okay. My dad ended up saying that he didn't tell my siblings, so my siblings didn't know, so I waited until the next morning when they woke up, but it was like afternoon time for us, and then finally we once we told our like close friends and family, we announced it, and then our phones were just going off.
Yeah,
so we even just like now, people still are telling us congratulations and stuff, and we're just
2 months
like,
later,
oh
we're
my
still
gosh.
running to people like, oh my god, congratulations guys! I saw the video, I saw the pictures, it looks great. And like, it's weird like to still hear it, like, because I'm like, oh wow, actually feels so long ago when it was only 3 months.
Yeah, so it does, and we've really wanted to be able to vlog our venue tours, but our venue tours were like, we had so many, and it was like super quick because I had meetings with my clients right after. It was just been overwhelming. So now we're going to actually be starting to, we have our venue and we have our photographer, which is Jamie, and we're going to have our videographer, which is going to be who did our proposal, Nick. And yes, and now next week I'm going with my girls and my mom and a few family and his mom and possibly sisters to go. I know it's going to be a whole crowd.
And I will eat a whole pizza by myself.
So we're going to start taking you along with this whole wedding process. I know we're a little bit behind.
Yeah, so we'll try to keep as updated as possible while getting everything done.
And all that. Like, I do that already on the blog for my brides, but now I'm experiencing it, so now we're going to start doing it onto YouTube. I know we say this, we're going to start vlogging, we're going to start doing all this, but really, we're trying. It's on our to-do list. Like, this has been on our to-do list for weeks, and we finally had the chance to do it.
So now we're just kind of, because for the first couple of months, or past couple of months, it's just been hectic with trying to get everything really just coordinated, like even trying to figure out certain meetings and stuff.
Yeah,
like our weekends were completely packed. Between
weddings and then him working Monday through Friday, it's just been crazy. So hopefully, I should start saying, hopefully we're going to start doing this for you guys, but we really want to. It's just been crazy.
So we will. Just stay tuned, even if it's, maybe 1 or 2 videos.
Or even if it's just me, and I'm sorry, like, this channel is both of us, but I feel since I do photography full time, I have like an extra hour here and there to actually vlog compared to him who works Monday through Friday. So it's just hard.
If I have to do anything, I'll take the GoPro with me and do whatever I can. Try to add some content into it. But yeah, so stay tuned, stick with us. We are thankful you guys are being patient. We thankful.
I know, because seriously, we've had people commenting on our Instagram or people we run into, you haven't vlogged in forever. Like all this stuff. Or even people congratulated us on Instagram saying like, or, just messages here and there like, hey, I saw you got engaged, congrats, I follow you on YouTube, or stuff like that. And we were just like, oh my gosh, like, people are actually waiting with us, and we thought our videos were like, not so great or anything, and we're just like, the past few months we've just been super thankful for everything, where, like, our clients, our family, friends, just everyone this season
is showing a lot of just overwhelming support.
Yes,
and
we love it, and we're thankful, like, seriously, so thankful. So we're just going to start trying to do a little bit more. We'll,
do as much as we can.
It's very hard, but we're going to keep trying to do it because we love doing this, and we love looking back on the videos that we have created over the last year, even though that's not very many, but we love it. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.
See you guys.